What's up, everybody? It's me, True Star Screamer, and we've got ourselves another G.I. Joe review. Actually, technically this is the second time I've recorded it, because for some reason the sound was absolutely horrendous the first time. So, due to the fact that I want to give you guys quality entertainment, I missed those day one views, because I'm better than that. So, this is... got this from Target yesterday. This is the G.I. Joe Classified number 39 Stuart Outback Selkirk. But it's not just a regular Outback figure. Oh no. This is the Tiger Force version. And spoiler, of course, I like this. And I really did like this because as opposed to some of the other Tiger Force stuff, this guy is not as gaudy, not as obnoxious about it. And we'll get into it when we get the figure open. The art is pretty freaking cool. He's got Outback right here. Got his gun. He's taking out a Viper. The back here, I guess it's our next version of Cobra Island. Again, we got the Tiger Force logo. Cobra's getting the Python Patrol. Your little stuff right here. Apparently he likes to go on vacation while carrying ammo. Doesn't have any internet access, and also occasionally chills in the desert. So the man likes to get away from it all. But really, do we really want to be talking about that kind of stuff where we could be talking about toys? So let's get this guy open and see what he's all about. Before I chuck this, I do want to point out this might be one of the last transparent boxes we get. I mean, like I said, this guy's number 39. The last ones we got, were up to 50s and 60s. And, of course, everybody who pre-ordered this guy was getting that email of delayed. So we were all waiting for him, and it took him so long that Hasbro changed their packaging. I don't know. It's almost like a nice little send-off to the plastic stuff. Well, no, because we still have the Python Patrol. So nix that. So here is Stuart out of the package. Sorry. He and I go way back, so I call him Stuart. But as far as we all know, here is Outback out of the package. And there is a lot to love here. There's a little bit of nitpicking. Not gonna lie, I got some nitpicking. And for those of you doing the drinking game, I think that's your first not gonna lie. But anyway, a little bit of nitpicking, but a whole lot to love. I picked up the Tiger Force one because, well, I was originally going to skip on that, but once I saw Outback here, this design, they took some neat liberties to it. First and foremost, I love the old grizzled version. I do have the more toy-accurate, younger version also on pre-order. I don't know, I might have this guy be his older brother or something. But this just looks good. I mean, it's like the old man Hawkeye. It really appeals to me. We pull this forward, the paint on the head here, it's gray with like a little bit of a black wash going on here, so it brings out those details. There's some wrinkles in the face. I don't know if the camera can really bring it out, but in person he's got some piercing blue eyes that one can just get lost in. No. The detail, this face is really well detailed. Got a little bit of hair on the forearms. The shirt's got its wrinkles on here. Even if you don't want to call him a Tiger Force guy, you could say he's a Bengals fan for all we care about. The pants do not have the obnoxious Tiger Force stripes on it. I mean, this is actually a semi-realistic look of a guy who just is kind of a survivalist in the woods. So even if you aren't doing the G.I. Joe thing, this could easily be your guy who just hangs out there. We'll go over the accessory in a second, but he's got all the things someone who does would. Backpack, it's single molded plastic on here. The camo is on both sides. I'll have to take the backpack off. The harness, this is a single piece. Doesn't quite naturally line up with the peg hole up here, and when it does, it gives him some weird bunching up to the top, so that's part of my nitpicks. Actually, let's go ahead and talk about some of the nitpicks, because we'll go over the accessories. One really nice thing, he does have a flashlight right here, and I did have one of these when I used to go to summer camp, and it looks like it has a little clear plastic insert in there. Or even if it's not clear, plastic insert just to kind of give it that extra reflective feel to it, which I think is a nice touch. This is molded really nice, but this is a single cast color piece of plastic. And that's going to be kind of the theme here. The knife. Yeah, that's a knife. Again, single cast color of plastic. I wouldn't have minded a little bit, maybe some coloring on the blade, and I may paint that like a gunmetal silver on there, kind of a dull dot look, or some paint on the handle, just to differentiate it. He's got a pistol. It is a slightly different colored plastic, so it's a darker brown, but again, this is almost all one color, with the exception of the pistol grip. It's got like some duct tape around it for extra grip. I do like this. I like it a lot, but again would like a little more color on the weapons. It does have a hole here in the front for, you can put a suppressor on there from one of the other figures, or if you have those Cobra Vipers 3-packs, or even some Marvel Legends, you can put an effect piece in there, which I think that's a very nice touch. The backpack, again, single cast color. I'll take this off for a second, hold it down. Again, this is definitely gonna get some touching up, hands down. Even some silver on the buckles, or even the black plastic clasps. I bet with a little bit of paint, this will look amazing. I just need to find a day to hunker down and do it. Kind of like how the backpack's actually bunched up on all sides, like it is stuffed. So this sculpt is very nice. I just could use a little more color. But this is not like a Valverse figure, so it's forgivable. And we'll actually kind of talk about that at the end too. He has a machine gun, and the clip is a separate piece. The bandolier, that's a separate different color of soft plastic, but yes, we have a recurring theme. All one color. And we have a hole here, or again for effect parts. Finally, he's got a shovel. If you ever used to watch Most Dangerous Warrior, I think that's what it was called, then they talked about the Marines. The shovel is their most important asset. You keep the shovel over the gun. You can do so much more with this. Whether it be using it as a hand-to-hand weapon, using it to dig a trench for survival, it's one of the most utilized tools that they have. But again, single color. Got a hole here, which allows it to peg into the backpack, either side, which I think is an excellent, excellent touch. And same with the machine gun. And as you saw, everything else fits onto him beautifully. So that major complaint I had with Kamakura, I do not have with this guy at all. He has all his gear on him at all times. And he can hold everything, because he's got 2 pistol grip hands. This one I want to point out is an in and out motion. And this is your roll of the dice, vertical motion, which is great when you give him the knife. She holds and up beautifully. And as you can see here, again, he holds that well, and being able to, that roll of dice gives just a very nice knife angle. It's subtle, but it works really well. Articulation, he does have butterfly joints in both his arms, which is something I said before all figures should have. I mentioned that with my Hoot reviews. Double jointed arms, really nice musculature on them, by the way, like the rolled up sleeve. Double jointed knees, can't quite kick his own ass, but it works good. One thing that's, I don't know if you can see it, but one in hand, this hip, I see a little bit more of the peg for it, and this thigh's a little closer. So this leg's a little looser, this one's a little tighter because of it. And of course we have our drop down hips, really nice boots, ankle pivot, and tilt. So again, I took some great photos of this guy, and he just has a lot of personality. So let's see how this guy compares with some of the other figures. One thing I do want to point out, this backpack does make him pretty back heavy, so be careful with your positioning. But here he is next to a Cobra officer. Of course, Joe figures look great with Joe's, but you can see he does have a different height than him, which is a very nice detail for him. As well as here he is next to the Red Ninjas. I have no complaints how these guys look together at all. And here he is next to your typical Hasbro figure. In this case, we've got Hydra Bob here, which kind of gets me to my next point, because actually, Hydra Bob, I love a lot of things about him. You can't hate Hydra Bob. And here he is with a Hatut Zera. Here he is with a Wakandan secret police figure. And here's gonna be my little bit of a rant. This guy cost me about $22. Target exclusive, a whole lot of patience, yada yada yada. This guy cost me about $25. Yes, he came with 2 sets of hands. He came with a pistol and a rifle and a leg. He came with a pistol, a rifle, a backpack, a shovel, a knife, a flashlight, holsters for everything, a harness, and a lot more details. I had to give him a harness from another figure, and he still cost more. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot here. I know I am cherry-picking my Marvel Legends, but when I go from a figure like this to a figure like this, I have to question, why am I buying these? This guy came out, I bought him this week, 2 days before buying this review. And he's still pretty much the same figure that this is, that I bought years ago. I didn't even mention, this guy is pinless. Pinless elbows, pinless knees. I mean, and butterfly joints. And this guy was supposed to arrive last month. Barring the delays, this guy, honestly, you know, you think with the delays I'd be more disappointed. I'm not. I handle him. I'm more disappointed in him. Just for kicks, I put in actually one of the Black Widow smoke effects on here just to make it look like he was gunning it down. You know, it's kind of like, he's like the type of guy that would just be out in the woods and all of a sudden realize that he's being stalked, you know, by, I don't know, some kind of alien hunter or something that would just phase in from behind, and then he'd turn around, open fire, and then it would appear behind him. And right as he noticed it, it would probably just fade out, you know, because of some kind of superior cloaking technology. I don't know. But if you haven't figured out, I like this guy. This is an absolute, was worth the wait. I am pleased. Hasbro, this I will give you my money for gladly. Actually, this really makes me want to get an Action Force figure to kind of pair with him. But if you're not into the line, this is a great standalone figure. If you're hesitant about the old man version and you still want the traditional style, I can still tell you that is going to be worth the wait as well, because this is a good figure. I have no regrets pre-ordering the other one. I do not mind him because, to be blunt, I have a whole lot of Cobra Troopers. I know none of them are unboxed, but I've got a whole lot more Cobra Forces than I have Joe's. So anything to bolster the ranks. I mean, I'm seriously considering picking up 2 blue barbecue figures just to have like a flamethrower squad of Joe's, to be honest. That's where I'm at right now. But that being said, this is a great character. He is so good, I almost forgot to mention, you know, that every Thursday we have the Figure Action podcast. But, you know, this is me here. I'll chill out all the time. But speaking of shilling, speaking of liking, if you like this, give me a thumbs up. Give us a comment below. Tell me if you got the guy and if you thought he was worth it. Also, always love comments if you want figures for Tales from the Unboxing. From the stuff I'm unboxing. Tales from the Backlog. Man, I forgot my own show. And of course, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to build ourselves up, and I would love for you guys joining me on this journey. But until next time, please take care. Peace. And don't forget, there's photos at the end of this video.